Good morning. It's Wednesday, September 11th, and I'm Brad Lovett with a quick look at traffic. We'll have some resurfacing going on the spur in Gatlinburg. Look for that happening on either direction. And also those one-lane closures can happen pretty much anytime, Monday through Thursday. They try to keep things open, of course, on the weekend. In downtown Sevierville, the streetscape project closing Bruce Street, but that's not really a problem. You'll get through just fine. Also, Ridge Road and Teaster Lane got some resurfacing delays there as well. Trillium Gap Trail in the Great Smoky Mountains is going to be closed. No access to Grotto Falls through November 15th on Mondays through Thursdays. Now, they'll still be open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Also, construction projects going on. Fighting Creek Gap also on I-40 through downtown Knoxville at night, especially 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. Look for some resurfacing and some lane closures about any time. Now let's take a look and see what Kira and Savannah are up to this morning.
Good morning, it's Kira with Morning in the Mountains, and this week we are highlighting Beyond the Lens Family Fun, and I'm here with John, the marketing manager, and I just did some really cool VR stuff.
Yeah, did you like that? Was that fun?
Yes, I felt so cool. I've never felt so cool before.
Yeah, this is called Beat Sabre, and it's kind of like Guitar Hero, but instead of using a guitar, you're actually using lightsabers. As the notes will say are coming at you, you're slicing through them. It's a workout, isn't it?
It is. I'm out of breath a little bit, and I just felt really nice doing this and that, even though you're not actually supposed to stab them,
Right.
you just slice them.
You're like a ninja, right?
Right.
And now you know what it feels like.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is an example of one of our VR games. We also have another one that's called Tilt Brush, and it's actually where you can paint in 3D and virtual reality. So, but your paintbrush can be anything. It can be like neon, or it can be sparkles or lightning, and it stays up in the air. So since it's VR, you can actually look at it, walk through it, turn around and see it in 3D. So it's very neat. Both of them are really neat. Another example of how we're more of a hands-on type of museum where you experience it rather than just walk through and see it.
Right. This is awesome. I love that you don't have to walk through and read a whole bunch of stuff. You get to do things.
Exactly. It's just a lot of fun. All ages, too. All ages love it.
All ages.
Yes,
Wow. So if you want to come on down here, it's in Pigeon Forge on the Parkway. And this is John at Beyond the Lens. Now back to you, Frank.
Good morning, and thank you for watching Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel. Frank Murphy here with Brad Lovett on this Wednesday, September 11th. We do a show each and every weekday at this time, and even though today is a day of national remembrance, we're here doing the gig, but we want to make, of course, mention of the fact that it was, this time 18 years ago.
It was 18 years ago.
Wow, that the attack happened in New York, and you'll be seeing a lot of that on the hard news channels. Of course, that's not our purview, but we don't want to ignore it either. With there'll be memorial services in and around the area, and usually in Knoxville, the bigger cities. But certainly want to say thank you for joining us. And it might even be that you're watching this later, but this is the show we did for 9/11. I understand.
Alrighty, and we'll get on to what's happening here today. And we do have jobs at Dollywood.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to work at Dollywood this fall in Christmas season, you'll want to be at one of the job fairs, and one is happening this weekend, actually, on Saturday. Just head to Smoky Stadium from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They'll have another one on Thursday, September 19th, from 3 to 6 at Severe Air on Collier Drive in Sevierville. Now, positions are available on several teams like Dollywood's foods and merchandise teams, as well as park operations positions, including attractions, ticketing, transportation, house and grounds, and much more. Dollywood's Dreamworld Resort also hiring. They've
That's
got
a nice place.
I've never been there. We've got to get our cameras over there.
I've only been there they had a luncheon for, media frou-frous like me. And they had this wall of donuts. I'll never, there's these spikes on the wall, and there were just hundreds of donuts. And it was at it was a press event to announce Wildwood Grove. So Wildwood Grove had not opened yet. So they said, we're going to announce it now, come over to Dreammore, and we're going to hand out the artist's conceptions and the sketches, and we'll show you the dirt that we're going to dig up.
Sure.
But that was the closest I got to Dreammore, but oh man, just the restaurant part. Lovely.
We've got to get over there. I've not been as of this point. But they're hiring, and interested applicants can view opportunities as well as other job descriptions and basic requirements for each position at dollywoodjobs.com. And applicants must signify their interest in a position by following the online instructions to complete the application process. Now, if you're a little shaky with computers, as a lot of us are, the applicants, there'll be some help available at the Smoky Stadium site.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be very good there.
Yeah, that's the great thing about when you go to someplace like Dollywood. You can see that they hire people of all ages and abilities. You know, it's an inclusive atmosphere, and they want to really reflect the audience who goes to Dollywood. So that's a great opportunity to go get a gig there, whether you're young and getting your first job, or you're older and getting your 35th job or whatever it would be by this
Your
point.
retirement job,
Yeah.
yes. And the Great Smoky Mountains National Park is warning travelers do not plan a trip to Cades Cove. Now, you're fine right now, but most of January and all of February 2020, they'll be doing some maintenance work.
I wasn't planning a trip anywhere. Do I have to come here during January and February? Because I was just going to just see if I could phone it in from home. I don't want to go anywhere in January, February. I get seasonal affective disorder. I just want to
I hear
sit
you
in front
there.
of a bright light bulb.
That's what I want to do too.
Yeah.
Whatever daylight there is,
Yes.
I want to see it. And so happen to be working in places other than this where there is no windows or...
Oh, your other we all have other jobs.
Yeah, my
still.
day job, yes.
Yeah, your day job. Oh, yeah.
So there's no windows whatsoever.
Yeah.
Now, almost sometimes I envy my wife driving a school bus because she does at least get to see the daylight, It's,
Yeah, but still you got to worry about road conditions in January.
Road
February.
conditions
So don't go to
and-
Cades Cove in January, February because you can't.
And the reason, of course, is they'll be closing off the one and only route to Cades Cove. That's Laurel Creek Road, closed from January 3rd through the end of February, while crews repair the iconic Boat Mountain Tunnel. And during those repairs, the park will close Laurel Creek Road just after the turn to Tremont, and that road will be closed to everyone, drivers, cyclists, or pedestrians. And the only way to get to Cades Cove will be to hike it. So if you want to hike, a lot of folks do like to do winter hiking. That would not be me.
Well, I guess you don't get cold if you're hiking in the, because you're sweating, and then the sweat freezes on you, and then you become I don't know. I'm not talking about what I know. This is I have no idea. But also, I hope the February 29th target date. Maybe they'll finish early. They might.
It's quite possible.
Sometimes with these projects, there's an incentive to finish it early. That's always a nice thing.
I have known some of these to be done earlier, and the road be opened again. I think even Klingman's Dome Road one year.
See, that's good. Offer the bonuses if you finish the project early.
Alrighty. And Tennessee Valley Fair is still going on today. And of course, it always wraps up with the fireworks. And you got paddle boats there too. And
Usually, sometimes on 9/11, they'll do something for first responders. Maybe a lot of places in and around the whole country will do special things on this day because it is a national day of remembrance, a kind of patriot day it's called in some areas. So you might want to check restaurants for discounts or places like the Tennessee Valley Fair for discounts if you're in the military or fire department, police, EMT. It's always nice to take care of those who take care of us the full year round.
absolutely. Now tonight you can see the Anastina. I may not be saying this right. The circus tonight,
Oh, yes.
8 o'clock.
Yeah, they're there, I think, a lot. I've heard of them, yeah. Oh, and the chili cook-off is tonight?
Chili cook-offs tonight.
I emceed that one year.
Save your appetite.
Yeah. Oh, it's good, yeah. They
And
really get some good chili up there.
Juggler Dale Jones as well.
Juggler Dale Jones. Not comedian Dale Jones, but Juggler Dale Jones.
That would be correct.
Yes. Okay.
So there's all that going on, and always plenty going on in the Smoky Mountains.
We've got attractions for you nonstop, year-round, in and around Sevier County, the Smoky Mountains, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville. Give us a call at 865-978-1152 to take advantage of these savings for you and your family. Whether you want adventure, whether you want a show, whether you want dinner, check it out. We've got so many different options at 865-978-1152, all at a discount, a savings to you. We'll be back with more of Morning in the Mountains coming right up on Mountain Fun Life. And one of the great things we can offer you on Mountain Fun Life is discounts on tickets to some of the fantastic attractions that are all throughout the Smoky Mountains and East Tennessee. Well, all you have to do is give a call to Mountain Fun Life's Best Deals at 865-978-1152, 865-978-1152, and save money when you and your family are visiting the Smokies.
You're watching Mountain Fun Life. The show is Morning in the Mountains. Hi, I'm Frank Murphy here with Robert Owenby, whose family history goes back deep into the history of the area from before it was the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And some of your famous relatives are the Walker sisters.
Yes.
Who were 5 sisters who lived in the Smokies until they died out. They were allowed to stay even after the creation of the national park. They were supposed to leave, but somehow they were able to stay.
Yes, there were seven sisters total of the famous Walker sisters of the Little Greenbrier area of the Great Smoky Mountains, which is now a national park. And the 2-story cabin is still standing. It is an iconic place, a very historic place.
The government maintains it as a...
The government maintains it as
historical
one of the
significance.
original, like they do some of the structures in Cage Cove.
Oh, all right.
And yeah. And the Walker sisters, Sarah Caroline was the only one. She was next to the youngest. Sarah Caroline is the only Walker sister out of the 7 to marry. One died at a fairly early age, leaving the 6. And then Sarah Caroline Walker, next to the youngest, married into the Shelton family and had a son named John Shelton. John Shelton married my aunt. So by marrying my aunt, he became my uncle. So that's how I'm attached to the famous Walker sisters.
Which would explain why, as a child, you would go visit the remaining
We would go visit
5.
We would go visit the remaining 5. I never quite understood that then. I knew that my Uncle John Shelton was related some way or other to them, but I did not know that he was the son of one of the famous Walker sisters.
So as a young 8-year-old, you're visiting these 5 old maids, if you will.
Yes.
In their 2-story cabin.
Spinsters, they were called.
Spinsters.
They actually referred to themselves as spinsters.
Oh, so they enjoyed it. They embraced it.
They embraced it, and they had some unique stories they would tell. One of the sisters, remaining sisters, or eventually it got down to 2, 3, and then to 2, and tourists used to go buy their jellies, jams, handmade. They had a spinning wheel, and they would make all these, I suppose, rugs, placemats, clothing, baskets. They were baskets. They did all kinds of unique mountain crafts.
So they, in fact, had a job from their own home.
They did.
And would get money for that.
The tourists would go visit and buy their wares, whatever they had, and probably even produce. They grew a garden. They had a mule that they would work, and they had a sense of humor. And one of the sisters told some visitors one day, they were asking about their how they were surviving off the land and everything, just being, down to 3 or 2, whatever it was at this particular time. And one of the sisters, I don't recall which one it was, but one of the sisters said to the visitor, well, we really need one of our relative men to come in and work this old mule. She said, this is a stubborn old mule. He doesn't want to cooperate, and we don't cuss. So that's very interesting. But anyway, John Walker, the dad of the sisters and their brothers, who had eventually moved away, he died in 1921, leaving the property to his unmarried daughters. And of course, Sarah married James Baldwin Shelton and had a son, John Shelton, which became my uncle. And he married my Aunt Reba Ogle. So John Walker also served for the Union in the Civil War.
That's not that uncommon in Tennessee.
It's not that uncommon.
People think of it as a southern state, but there were a lot of
yes, because actually the eastern section here of the Smoky Mountains area, from what I have read historically concerning the Civil War, they tried to remain neutral, but some did take sides. And so, and I was surprised to learn how many had taken the side of Union, being that they was, kind of centrally situated. Of course, some did take the side of the South.
Well, we weren't exactly a place in the mountains. You don't exactly have big farming plantations either.
No, there were no plantations or anything like that, and slavery was not something that was known in this area.
It would make sense to
side with the Union side, and predominantly, evidently, that's what they did. And of course, Knoxville they had some severe battles down in the Knoxville area, battling back and forth. One being the South being controlled for a while, and then the North would be in control for a while, and the locals just sided with whoever.
Well, they talk about it being brother versus brother, and that was literally the case, especially on those states that were close to the border. You might literally have one brother fighting for the South and one brother fighting for the North.
But one other interesting note before we leave this particular segment, John Walker, not only did he build or help his father build, it's not certain which one actually did the building of the cabin. Maybe both of them were involved in it. But when John Walker came back from the war and finally settled, having the 7 daughters and the sons, I think there were 11 children altogether, he also participated in building the Little Greenbrier School.
Oh, wow.
Now, if you go into Metcalf Bottoms and you take the little road that says Little Greenbrier Schoolhouse, that is another historic spot, building and place that has connection to John Walker.
Because he had all those kids, he needed to build a school.
Along with his sons.
Yeah.
And it also served not only as the Little Greenbrier School, it served a dual purpose of being the meeting house for the Primitive Baptist Church.
How about that?
So it's a very unique area, very unique buildings. A little one-room schoolhouse, still has the chalkboard and everything, the old. And he probably made the furnishings, those school desks that they have names carved in them. Goodness knows how many kids, the boys got in trouble getting out their pocket knives and carving their name in the seat. But if you'd like to see,
your name on
no, I wasn't. I wasn't. This was a little bit before my time when this was done. But anyway,
all right, because he has carved his name in this table.
Robert
Owenby.
Robert Owenby.
Well, thank you for another great segment. You can carve
Been
my
wonderful.
name. Carve my name
Your
over
name's on
here.
that side,
I need help.
yes.
I've got terrible penmanship with knives. You're watching Mountain Fun Life. The show is Morning in the Mountains. He's Robert Owenby. I'm Frank Murphy. Thanks for watching.
How do we turn moments into memories? Those moments where the right people are right beside you, and the anticipation of reaching the top makes you feel like a kid again, where the only arguments are who goes first, and trying something new never gets old. Visit us at Anakeesta, where there's magic in the mountains.
The big question on our minds is, when is it going to start feeling more like fall? Well, we may have just a little while to go on that, as we're still very much into a summer type pattern, but we are having some cooler early mornings at least, and that's going to be in the low 60s instead of the upper 60s for those lows, but daytime it's still going to be warm, even we can say hot, and temperatures in the high 80s, maybe just touching that 90-degree mark, even though we are into September. But if you're going to Tennessee Valley Fair or any of the activities here in the Smoky Mountains, look for some rain possibly, but mostly just our usual summer type pattern, maybe just a touch less humidity then. And I'm Brad Lovett. That is a look at the weather, and this is the Mountain Fun Life channel.
It's Denny Bear, and we are so glad to have you join us again. This is my friend Robert Owenby. How are you, Robert?
Oh, I'm fine, Denny. How are you today?
Anytime I'm in the Smokies, I am wonderful.
Sure, I think a lot of people feel that way when they come to the Smokies.
Well, I live here, but at least they came to visit, and they know they can come back anytime, huh?
Oh, yes, they sure can. We welcome everyone to come visit with us.
We have our share of storms, but I think most of the time it's pretty sunny here in Tennessee, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it is pretty sunny, and sometimes you find a shady spot that you can still look out over the valleys from the mountain and see the beautiful sunshine, the glow off of the blue hue of the mountains, and it's beautiful.
Yes, And the water is so pretty under the sunlight.
Yes,
It
it
just
is.
sparkles, doesn't it?
It does.
It helps me see the trout a little better and the fish that I want to eat.
Oh, yes, you love trout, don't you?
Yes, and blackberries, and they ripen in the sun.
Yes, they are delicious.
Would you sing that song with us?
Yes, it's called Sunny Tennessee. I make the little notes. I like to come out here in the wilderness, in the woods, and under the shade of the trees and look out at the sunshine and the beauty around and write down these little songs. It helps me to relax. And I hope this song will help others to relax and maybe give them the incentive to come visit us in sunny Tennessee.
Yes.
Take me back to sunny Tennessee. Let the mockingbird make fun of me for thinking I could be happy somewhere else. Not possible. I sure miss those hills and valleys, grown tired of smog and dirty alleys and cold hard concrete underneath my feet. I'll close my eyes till I get there, maybe do a little dreaming. I'm going where I used to stroll in the mountain shade. Impressions on my mind were made. That's what life taught me in sunny Tennessee. Yes, that's what life taught me here in sunny Tennessee.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Thank you. I'm glad you like that. I enjoy coming out here, relaxing, and taking notes. And we will be taking more notes for you and having wonderful stories from here in the Smoky Mountains. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Parrot Mountain. This attraction has it all, whether you're 2 years old or 90 years young, with hundreds of beautiful tropical birds and thousands of flowers, plants, and trees. Folks who visited our park have said, "I've never seen this many birds in one place. This must be what the Garden of Eden was like. The most beautiful and peaceful place I have ever been. These gardens rival the best. The best value in the Smokies. You'll want to visit Parrot Mountain and Gardens. Call or visit us online. We'll see you there."
Thank you for watching Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel. I'm Frank Murphy here with Brad Lovett. We're talking about you making your plans to join us in and around the Smoky Mountains with important information that will help you enjoy everything that the Smokies have to offer.
And one of the things happening this weekend is Rod Run.
Rod Run.
And we had Shades of the Past last weekend, and this week it's Rod Run.
Is it hot rods, street rods, rod rides?
All kind of rides.
Rod Roddy from The Price is Right?
Yes.
He retired, I think. Or did he
pass away.
Oh, he was a good guy.
Yes.
I think.
And Johnny Olson passed away several years ago, about probably 30 years ago now.
I got a new guy.
I don't know who he is. I haven't paid attention. I don't ever get to watch daytime TV because I'm on daytime TV. We do have that, of course, spectacular 3-day event going on for any car enthusiast. $8,000 cash giveaway, top 25 awards, ultimate 5 awards, and King of the Hill. We've got a swap meet with hundreds of show cars and car corral. And of course, the fun is at officially the LeConte Center. But there's fun and cars everywhere. You'll see cars just about everywhere in town.
Yeah, and all the main, I guess the Parkway. There's a lot of things that are called the Parkway. You know, it's the Winfield Dunn Parkway, it's the Parkway, it's the Dolly Parton Parkway, which is a different road altogether. But if it's got Parkway in the name of it, expect to be parked.
You'll be parked.
It will be parked.
It will not be a driveway. It will be a
Yes,
parkway.
it will be. The Parkway will live up to its name because the the rods will be running slowly down the Parkway, and that's where you'll be to see them.
That's true. And so, again, you want to find your alternate route if you're going to Gatlinburg or we're not participating in the Rod Run, but always a great weekend here in town for car enthusiasts and people
You can
who
zip around the back through Pittman Center or, you know, come around the quiet side, go through Wears Valley or do something else. There's alternatives.
There definitely are. So still plenty, or you go to the quiet side over Blount County, Wears Valley.
Because you can't even hear the rods over there. It's so quiet.
Right.
You know, you're listening for the rum rum. You know nothing.
Not a thing. Yeah. So that's going to be happening this weekend for you. And if you like butterflies, like we like butterflies.
Dolly Parton likes butterflies.
Yes, absolutely.
She has 2 characters at Wildwood Grove named Flit and Flutter. Mm-hmm. And these are actresses, I guess, beautiful women who dress up as butterflies. And they'll take pictures with you. And when you get your picture made with Flit or Flutter, they tell you to hold your hand out like this. Mm-hmm. And then they, I guess, Photoshop in a butterfly, and then you go buy the picture.
Okay.
Or so I'm told, because I've only done this. That's where I stopped.
Alrighty. Well, if you like butterflies like we like butterflies and Dolly likes butterflies, you would love to be here in the Smoky Mountains because monarchs, as we know, migrate en masse to Mexico every year for the winter.
Butterflies.
Yes, they are.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yes, and because they want to go to Cancun too,
Yeah.
And we'd like to learn more about their migration and population status by tagging them. Fremont volunteers from the Fremont Institute have been tagging monarch butterflies in Cades Cove for many years.
Haven't they figured it out by now? I mean, I think we're pretty clear that the monarchs travel down across the United States and go to Mexico. I mean, then they come back. I didn't even think they lived that long to do that, but apparently they live long enough they can fly all the way to Mexico and hang out for the winter and then come back. Mm-hmm. I think okay, but I guess if,
But we don't know the specific. We don't know whether they stop in Pittman Center. I mean,
we need to know this.
Yes.
Yes, we need to get, this is the information age. We need to know exactly, so we can give them advertising along the way. We want targeted ads to the monarch butterflies as they go. Hey, stop south of the border, coming up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Participants also catch and identify other butterfly and insect species, and any age can participate. If you are under 18, you'll need an adult guardian in attendance.
It's funny, I know you said identify other insect species, but my head, I heard edify the other insects. It's okay, you're not a monarch, but we'll edify you.
Yes. Annually, we tag monarchs on several dates in September and October, and upcoming date is Friday the 13th.
What better day for a poor monarch butterfly to get captured? I had the worst Friday the 13th. This guy came up to me, he put me in his net, and then he put a number on me. I've got a name, I'm a monarch, but you've just made me a prisoner. Really? Then they can escape from Alcatraz, or whatever they call it here.
They can do that.
So imagine this. This whole area is like the monarchs are going to learn that don't go to there. They're going to capture you. They'll brand you. It's terrible. It's like, it's just awful. It's just
really, what an experience. Anyway, if you'd like to do some of that branding, it's this weekend on the 13th, and then Tuesday, September 17th, Wednesday, the 18th, also Thursday.
I've just irritated every nature lover watching the show by looking at it from the perspective of the butterfly.
Yes, really.
Sorry, everybody.
But this is the time to do it because October, a lot of those dates are booked already.
Yes.
So there's a limited number of people.
Yeah, the butterflies are good about making their reservations in advance. Yes. They know. They say, we're not
I'm glad to hear that.
October. Yeah, we know.
Yes. Alrighty. Well, you can make your reservations in advance to your favorite Smoky Mountain attractions.
That's what we've got for you. It's called Smoky Mountain, it's actually called Mountain Fun Life Best Deals at 865-978-1152. Whether you want to come see a show or go ride a coaster, we've got stuff for you to come and check out. We can even recommend some things that are maybe a little bit off the beaten path that you haven't heard about yet that will be fantastically entertaining, no matter what kind of music, comedy, adventure you like. 978-1152 in the 865 area code. We'll be back on Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel. Thank you for watching Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel. Thanks for letting us cut up a little bit on this National Day of Remembrance, Patriot Day, the 11th of September. And if there are some events in your area, do go commemorate this, or at least, if you see a first responder, tell them thank you for your service. That's really nice to do.
Yes.
You got any plans for the rest of the week?
Well, we've got a lot of things going on. We'll talk about tomorrow and Friday. And
Okay.
I'm going to probably have to go see some of the cars at the car show. And fundraising event we'll talk about tomorrow, Dolly Parton versus Patsy Cline versus Loretta Lynn. And that's going to be going on in Knoxville.
Dolly's going to win.
Of course.
Sure. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow on Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel.